good evening, everybody, and welcome to our talk tonight. Some of you might already know who Rinpoche is. Khentrul Rinpoche is an authentic teacher of the Jonang tradition. Some of you might not know the Jonang tradition, but it's one of the important schools of Tibetan Buddhism. They are the original holders of the Kalachakra teachings, especially the aspect of the 6 yogas, the path that leads to enlightenment, and the practices concerning that particular path. And Jonang maintained the teachings in the original form. So the students who have a karmic connection with the Kalachakra, they have a great opportunity to be introduced to the authentic teachings of the Jonang tradition and the path of Kalachakra. So it's a great opportunity for all of us. And Rinpoche, Khentrul Rinpoche, is one of the holders, Dharma holders of these original teachings. So tonight we get to explore with him the importance of Shambhala, what Shambhala means to us, and the teachings, of Shambhala. So it'll be a great experience, and we're all very happy and grateful for you being here and teaching us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Can I request everybody a little bit closer? Not stay too far away?
Yeah.
That's better. Thank you so much, everyone coming, and I'm so glad to be here first time. And so I'm going to chant something that is pay homage to the Shambhala lineage holders. Enter my root guru. So, and also I invite unseen beings to come and listen this. So the chant is about this. So when I do this, just you guys just do. Not thinking in the past, not thinking in the future, what's next. Instead, be in the present, single-pointed. Look at the nature of the mind, which means you're looking inward, not outward. In other words, just stay in the present, stay in the peace. Another word is just connecting yourself, not looking outward. And then after that we discuss. This is only 3-4 minutes, okay? Just deep breathing a few times, and then watch your breathing few times, and then you can do continue this or just be present. Dzokden Shazung Gongzum Chuji Gyarwa 오케이. 우리는 so So, to understand Shambhala, to have to understand what is karma and karmic condition and karmic result, and also have to understand what is go beyond karma, which means enlightened path beyond karma. Those things, without understanding those, you never understand Shambhala properly. So that reason, in our earth, Shambhala is a very long tradition. It's not something new word and new explanation, but have been misunderstood a lot and misinterpreted a lot. So why misunderstood and misinterpreted? One of the reasons you don't understand. Okay. Okay, so one of the reasons we don't understand, because we don't understand the karmic law. Many traditions lack of to explain this. Some of them no idea and don't have the concept of that. Some have some concept, but the explanation and the understanding has limitation. So therefore, haven't understood properly. Not only that, and then human, as a human nature, always looking for use something to personal benefit, self-centered benefit, not necessarily correct explanation. Because first, of course, the ignorance, second, the selfishness. So then it's kind of like diluted. Some is diluted, some is a contaminated explanation. So therefore, I wrote that book, Demystify Shambhala. I acknowledge it, how much people has been explained and how much they misunderstood and how misused everything. So if you read the book, then you know exactly what happened, how we misunderstood everything. So we're not going to details of that tonight. So instead, tonight I'm going to very briefly try to explain that what is karma and karmic result, and what are the realms, how manifest, and then how manifests Shambhala differently. Okay, and also how many ways we can understand the Shambhala, how many levels where we understand Shambhala, and how much we can use in our daily life, and what we can do to the world with this understanding. Okay? So the main reason important to understand Shambhala is everybody talk about peace and harmony. Nobody think this is a bad idea, or everybody seeking for, whether you really literally talk about it or not, everybody seeking for peace and harmony. Peace and harmony world, harmonious world. But if we look at the history until now, what we do today, we are not in the right direction. So why? Because we didn't understand properly the Shambhala. Okay? So that reason. So the whole purpose of Shambhala means the whole world have a really peace and harmony. Not only that, also we have the prediction. One day we have a golden age. This world have a really, really special transformation. This also people take very literally and calculate it. In my point of view, we have information is good. We calculated when is golden age happened in this world. That's good, but we can do something better. Which means if we educated ourselves, and then we educated our circle, then we educated more big community. And slowly, if we can educate the whole world, then the golden age, we don't have to wait. It's our hands. That's we have to understand. Okay? So that is the whole purpose. Another purpose is not only this life, but what about next your rebirth? Are you want to continue endless, non-choosing reincarnation this world again, or you want to choose something far more better, and you understand who you are and where you come from? If you would like to do that, then is that we have to understand the Shambhala, the most important. That's the two reasons. Okay? To do this, first, how many people understood the concept of the karma? Tell me. Okay. How many people know about three realms, like desire realm, form realm, formless realm? Okay. How many people learned Buddha pure lights? Okay. Not many. So, first, simple way to explain what does karma means. If you just take it literally, is action. But then you take the meaning, then you have more. That is karmic action and karmic propensity and karmic result, which means karmic experience. So when we say action, we not talk about action on the body only. We're talking about body, speech, mind, action. But more importantly, mind action. Every single our body and speech action, there is a mind action behind, which means our body motivation or intention behind. Behind of the intention and motivation, there is a perception, attitude also behind. So we never escape with these actions 24/7, right? And every action has a propensity planned in your mind. Your mind action, every action, no matter how lasts long your action, good intention, bad intention, whatever, doesn't matter how lasts long, is imprinted in your mind. So if you think simply, no matter whatever you use, your mobile phone or computer automatically save the history. So similar. So, and then this every saved the history, we can say karmic propensity. This karmic propensity, one day, potential to rise. Rise means our experience. That means don't take the time standing very far away. Every day, whatever we experiencing is your previous karmic action, imprinted karmic propensity rising today, and you experience it today and tomorrow, every day. That's it. So our birth of the human is some big karmic result. And every day's experience in happiness and unhappiness, or is small karmic experience. So this is, if you understand this is like we understand the responsibility on our own. And you don't need a creator God, you don't need anybody else. Just I am the responsible myself. So how many karmic propensities we have, negative karmic propensities or positive virtues karmic propensities we have, we don't know. But what we can do is that right now we can reduce all the negative karmic propensities and we can increase the virtues, positive karmic propensities. That is our hand. We just have to understand. We expand our knowledge and we develop mindfulness and conscientiousness. Yes, that's all we have to do. So, okay, then why we don't understand how much we have and what will happen? Yes, we have general idea if every our virtues propensity, karmic action, virtues karmic action will have virtues propensity, and this will one day experience, the positive, like happiness, experience, satisfaction, so forth. But we don't know when, and we don't know when and what kind of exact experience. We don't know that. Why we don't know? Because firstly, we are not free from karma, which means we are not entirely free from our action. Why are we not free from action? Because we haven't developed our full potential, basically. So that means our action, let's say, without mindfulness, without knowing exactly what you do, we make action 24/7. And then, of course, everything has, no matter what you're doing, or you use a phone or computer, whether you're doing good or bad, or you don't know what you're doing, or whatever, you're doing something, there is history accepted. Or similarly, everything saved. So that's why we don't know when is the experience, how I experience, we don't know. That's why we don't know who you are, where you come from. Anything we don't know. Some people believe that they know a little bit, but that's just tiny, 1 in a million, 1 in a trillion, right? Even that is right or wrong, we don't know, just feeling, right? So, why? Because when we making this action, we don't really know exact. Therefore, the result also we don't know. So therefore, we don't know when we die, we don't know how long we live, we have no idea. Even we have no idea what happened tomorrow. Okay, so that kind of rebirth is a karmic rebirth. Karmic rebirth. That kind of experience, karmic experience. So that means everybody has own karma, and everybody has a similar karma, which means human beings have similar karma. So we have experienced something similar, but we never ever experience exactly the same. Impossible. Even we are this evening and we are in this room and we talking, you listen to me, and your experience of me never be exactly the same. No possible. There is some similarities, you can agree. But that's also communication level. So similarly, everything like that. So for instance, if there is some fly in this room, and they experience in this room, and we experience this room totally different. Absolutely different. So animals, a little bit these flies and everything, at least we can see them. Because we have, our karma is not too far, that's why we see them. But there's other sentient beings, we never see them. And their experience in this room is completely different from us. So, for some of them, this room is terrible, incredible, like a torture possible, and another means this room is billion, trillion times better than we experience it. So karma means that, karmic version. Everybody experiencing the karmic version. Not exactly. There is no reality. Okay? There is no absolute reality. Everything is everybody's karmic experience and karmic version. So if somebody can break karma, okay, until we not break the karma, our rebirth, everything is circle, and never end. But somebody able to break the karma, then is your experience is very different. What is different? The major difference is you know who you are, and you know where you're going. You know what you're doing. That's one thing. Not only that, you can manifest. You are not just only one. You can manifest. And who is under the karma have no choice. You cannot manifest, but also you cannot know really what you're doing. We have a little choices. You know, if today if we plan something we try to do, never come exactly what we want exactly, but it's something, often something happens similar. That's only a choice we have. But this also, we have never choice 100%, which means we don't know we are going to die before that happened, you know. But we just habit. We have habit to assuming we're not going to die, and you know we never think about die today. We just have this habit. If you think carefully, this is only habit. There is no substance reality. So anyway, so that is we have to understand. Realm, you know, like when we say pure realm, enlightened realm means the realms not karma made it. No karmic version. Okay? And then normal realms is karmic realm. That's why we, Buddhism, we're talking about 3 realms. You know, desire realm, form realm, formless realm. Which means the form and formless realms, they don't need food. Okay? There's no such thing cold and hungry, and they don't have these things. But still is a karmic realm. Which means the one specific powerful karma project you that until you die that form. But when you still is limited, one day you're going to finish that karma. So you die that form. The next rebirth could be anything. Again, a human, animal, anything. So that we have to understand. Without understanding this, and then why they call form realm? You know, we know why we call our realm is a desire realm. Doesn't matter human, animal, hungry ghost, hair realm, God, demigod, all of them is a desire realm. Because we live our desire. We follow our desire. We are controlled by desire. That's why we are desiring. Form realm means still there is form, but this form is so subtle. So 1 million form realms cloth is not even 1 gram, not even 1 gram of us. That kind of subtle. The subtle means it's not like we talking about tiny insects. We talk something subtle means more powerful. Electricity is powerful, or we are powerful. We are big man is powerful, or electricity is more powerful. Think about it. Okay, tell the electricity is subtle but powerful. So we are desire realm is more gross level. So, and then formless realm means no form, but it doesn't mean it's still, they said, almost no form, but it's still form. Okay? So this all is samsara realm, nothing special. Compare us, very special, but it's not, still not special, enlightened reality. Then it's nothing special at all. Why? Because they're temporarily very special or different, but there is no controlling, and still karma controlling. Karma means our own previous actions, our own propensities saved, controlled by this. That's all. So now, if we talk about Buddha Pure Lights, then we have to understand 3. First, when we talk about Buddha, you have to understand many levels. Many levels means reality or manifestation. So the most Buddha reality is Dharmakaya. It's called Dharmakaya in Sanskrit. So if you translate in Tibetan, we say Churku, Chujiku, which means the most virtuous body, which means this is the most subtle. This is the most powerful. Dharma, that level of the realm, nobody can experience, only Buddha himself experience. Not possible anybody can experience. The next one called Sambhogakaya. The Sambhogakayas we call enjoyment body. And this is, it only can experience 10th level of bodhisattvas, which means almost next Buddha. They only can experience Buddha manifested only that level, not any other. Then the third one called Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya pure realms. Usually, if you know, Buddhists have a prayer, Amitabha Pure Land, and Akshobha Pure Land, and people these prayers. May I born there, like this kind of prayers. Okay, similar prayer, may I born in heaven, and similar. Okay, so these realms is a Nirmanakaya Buddha realm, which means is more more sentient beings can experience. Can experience doesn't mean would experience. Depends on what you do. So let's say Buddha Shakyamuni, our historical Buddha, he born Indian prince. He is only Nirmanakaya form, which means not reality of the Buddha. He is manifestation. The question you should ask is why Buddha Shakyamuni can have to die? Why cannot we live longer than 80 years old? Because he is only manifestation. Only manifestation means only sentient beings how much you can karmic version level experience. Basically, the Buddha Shakyamuni is our karmic version of the Buddha, not the reality of the Buddha. How much our limitation of the Buddha, basically. Therefore, he have to die. Why he have to die? Because not Buddha, reality Buddha did. It is our karmic version Buddha, only look like human being and can have the age and death. Because only our karmic version, not the reality. Have to understand this way. So that means everything, how you experience the people, how you experience the world, everything our own karmic version. Whatever your eyes, how much you can see, your glass, how much you can, glasses, wearing glasses, how much you can see, what kind of color of your glasses you can see, or the version. That's all. But you may think, oh no, because everybody experiences the same. Yes, same, because we have not the same, but we have similar, because we have similar karma. That's why fly or insects or they never experience like we are human experiencing at the same object. Okay? So that we have to understand. When we understand this, then we have to understand bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas means, simple way, it's very easy to understand bodhisattva. To become a bodhisattva, you don't have to have magical performance. You don't have to have manifestations. You don't need clairvoyance, anything whatsoever. To be bodhisattva, our intention and attitude is completely changed. That's it. 1 minute ago, your attitude and your intention, and 1 minute later, your attitude and perception, everything change. Then you have become bodhisattva. 1 minute ago, you're not bodhisattva, but 1 minute later, you are bodhisattva. So that means, what kind of unit change? Normal sentient being is me, myself, number one. Myself is the universe, the center of universe. Everybody else secondary. That is normal sentient being's perception. Normal sentient being's attitude. Normal sentient being's, intention. Whatever you do for me, ultimately for me. No matter how you look like kind, polite, but ultimately for me. That is normal sentient being. If you can change that, ultimately for sentient beings, for everybody. One may you think that's impossible. Why? Because how innumerable sentient beings, how can I do for them myself? You know my limitation. My physical limitation, my mind limitation, my emotional, I cannot very organize my own life. How can I benefit of sentient beings, right? But you just need change perception, attitude, intention, that's it. This anybody, anytime could be changed. There's no reason not to change. There's no absolute fixed reason, Of course, you have anything excuses. So whenever you change it, whatever you do to benefit all sentient beings, whether directly or indirectly, don't have to be directly everything. Impossible. You have to accept our limitations. Limited, with our limitation, not possible you benefit all sentient beings directly. Not possible. Even few sentient beings, very difficult. You try to help somebody, you meet very difficult people, and very hard to please them. Even you try, and they take the wrong way. Everything. But don't worry about that. Only focus on your own tension and motivation. But then you could become Bodhisattva anytime. Once you become a Bodhisattva, then your path is called, then if they will draw Allah, then is your path is better and better and better and better. So why are you discouraged to become better? There's no reason to discourage you to become better. Why? Because all suffering root come from self-tradition, self-centered. You don't see all sentient beings as like yourself. You see is I am the primary. Everything is secondary. In the secondary, some people be kind to people, and some people totally don't understand at all, and just how can I use sentient beings, like fishing for fun, hunting for fun, not just for survival to eat, but for fun. So that's our limitation. How we are ignorant. You play a game somebody's life. Ourselves, even one needle. We cannot cope with one needle. But you hook it for the fish and then you spin on the sky. You think it's fun. That's how ignorance the people. Still they think, no, we are not ignorance, I'm human being, this is just fish. But you're only looking today, you're not looking tomorrow. You didn't look even yesterday, right? And you didn't even know who you're controlling. Only karma controlling you, you don't know nothing. You have no idea what to do. Anyway, so Bodhisattva. So then Bodhisattva, first you become like this, and then that time you are just only accumulation, you are accumulation part, which means, when you become your attitude mind like this, then everything you do is huge, become, huge. When I say huge, it's not physically appear and huge in the world, but in the hidden level. Before, without bodhicitta, let's say you give one sandwich to homeless person. You just say, or $1 you give some, homeless person. You just, poor man, okay, you can have it. Just leave it sympathetic. And now you have bodhicitta, you give same sandwich to the people. You're married, your, the result, the karmic propensity is, you can say, trillion times better. Why? Because only propensity go under your mind. Your mind totally different, your intention. Why? Before you just feel sorry and then you give. Now, you not just feel sorry and you give it. You know, this given one sandwich, it grows. This merit is part of ocean. And it will grow forever. Why? Because your intention is limitless. You given one sandwich is not feel sorry, this one person. You given one sandwich to benefit all sentient beings, the best enlightenment and food. That's you. That's your intention. That's why your intention is limitless. So that's why. That's why your bodies, your path is better and better and better and better. Endless better. So never go backward. So that is the first part. The second part we call preparation part. And the third part we call seeing part. Which means preparation part means you develop in, this is incredible merits, accumulation merits. You become very special now, really. That time you can say magic or, perform miracles happening to you. That time is really real clairvoyance come to you. And that's why we call preparation part. But what is this preparation for? The preparation for you understand the selflessness. When I say selflessness, I'm not talking about you put everybody before you. I'm not talking about that selflessness. I'm talking about now there is no self. Before the self-charity is universal. Now you really see there is no self. Another word, no self, means everything is illusion in what you're doing here. Now you realize there is enlightenment. That is the only true. You realize in that. Which means our true nature is Buddha nature. The Buddha, Shakyamuni, the Indian historical Buddha, his nature and our nature exactly the same. They are absolute. Only manifestation at that level is different. One is sentient being, illusion, and have self-centered, and the other one get rid of that, and then purposely manifest into sentient beings and try to teach them on their level. On our level. Everything Buddha taught for us is only for us. So that's why you can change any time. When you become high stages, the previous ones maybe not too much use. You realize that we call seeing path. But you just realize that not good enough. Still you have long time progress. That's we call Burmese we call 10 Burmese. So the 10th level, the highest is the 10th level, and then you pass the 10th, then is the Buddhahood. So until then we call Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva beginning is, as I said before, is only you change the attitude, that's it. And then you progress. Okay? So when you are Bodhisattva, you have incredible, everything your intention is the benefit sentient beings. How much you have intention that in your perception, attitude is completely different, then you develop skills. Skillful means, And then skillful means, and then a lot of many trillions of ways to benefit sentient beings. So that means, now I'm explaining you, Buddha pure realms, Amitabha, Ashobhya, this Buddha pure realms they're zero karma. Buddha himself mind manifest realm. That is Buddha realm. Samsara realm, we live in this, our karma manifestation, our sharing karmic manifestation. Okay? You get it? And the other one is the Buddha's mind manifestation. That's why very different. What's the difference is in our world, everything you like or you dislike or you don't know. Only these three. If you like, then you develop attachment. If you dislike, then you develop aversion. If you are more and more develop, and then you develop hatred, and then angry, and then resentment. It's everything about this. If you are really like it, you really develop attachment and clinging and grasping and then unrealistic expectations and everything, and then you never match this, and then you become suffer. For the beginning, attractive or nice, and I like it, but then turns is suffering and long term. So this is our world. So Buddha manifestation realms never rise these three. Only rises, trust, diligent, and mindfulness, peace, and harmony. These things, arises. Never rises these bad things. So now, Shambhala. What is the Shambhala then? Is Shambhala Buddha realm or our karmic realm? Shambhala is something between this. That's why people don't understand. That's why it has not been not understood properly, has been not explained clearly. So Shambhala is, and the takers in the past say, earthly realm. They say pure. They call pure realm, and at the same time they call earthly realm. And then there's a text explanation. Say, if you go central to India, then go north, and this side, and there's a river, and then use Jamphel there. People take this literally, and that's why people don't understand. And then many interpretations and wrong interpretations. Okay, so all is totally misunderstood or limited understood. But mostly they take literally. You cannot take literally Buddha's teachings. Why? Because Buddha only interested in audience. How much they can take the audience. So 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, Buddha taught something. You can specific audience. You cannot take today literally. So that means parents only interested in the children. Your child. I cannot take literally 2 years ago you talking to your 2 years old child. I cannot take that literally. I'm as adult. Because you're just talking to the children. You understand the child's limitation. You made up story for the child's benefit. You know, if you go through legal court, so, you know, any major life crosses or any difficulties you're going through, the 2-year-old child, what's happening, dad or mommy, you wouldn't explain what you happening to you. You just made out some beneficial story to him or her. That's all you do. This also we not call lies. Okay, lies means bad intention. Lie means cheating. Cheating means they have a bad intention. So similarly, Buddha's teachings you cannot take literally. You have to understand logic and many things. That's why the Shambhala has been not understood properly. But the reality is the Shambhala is a Bodhisattva realm, not Buddha realm, and not Samsara realm. It is pure realm. Of course, it is pure realm. But still there is karmic room. That means not totally beyond karma. Which means it's beneficial for us. Why? Because we live in karmic conditions. Everything we do, very difficult to go beyond karma. We do everything in range of the karmic perpetuity, karmic action, right? Therefore, for us, Shambhala is very, very special opportunity realm. Okay. Another reason I tell you why important, because Shambhala intention is to rescue this earth and this humanity. No more Buddha realms. Intention and aspiration is to help sentient beings, all sentient beings, not necessarily specifically designed for this earth and this humanity. And Shambhala is specifically dedicated on this earth, on this humanity. Therefore, is something very, very unique for us, but we has been not understood properly. I mean, our realization masters, they understood. Of course, they got benefits with connection with the Shambhala through the Kalachakra Tantra. But maybe the communication to the level of our world wasn't maybe clear for us. That's why we didn't understood properly. We all have unknowingly we like Shambhala. Okay? That's why you see we all like peace and harmony. In the deep down, nobody don't like the opposite. Opposite of peace, opposite of disharmony. Do you like disharmony with your family, with your partner, with your child? Nobody. Everybody have peace in the family, harmony and unity in your family, even your business partner, with everybody, deep down. Some people maybe didn't thought about it properly. But if someone questions you, if you know how to answer, definitely everybody like peace and harmony. If you like peace and harmony, then what is the perfection of peace and harmony is Shambhala realm, Shambhala society. This is like model of peace and harmony. Therefore, everybody like it. And maybe if you look at the internet, there's so many organizations and centers, spiritual centers, even shops and restaurants, so many call Shambhala. Even just individuals' houses, some people call Shambhala. So that means everybody really everybody has some kind of connection with it, Shambhala. But you didn't know yet. Your knowledge level, you didn't know yet. So therefore, it is time to everybody learn the Shambhala and what is the connection we have with Shambhala. So Shambhala is specifically dedicated on this humanity. That's they have to understand from other pure realms. It is not saying Shambhala is better than other pure realms in total. It is really opportunity for us, for this humanity. That's what we're talking about. So then we have to, you can make many ways of connection with Shambhala. For instance, if you study the best way, you study Kalachakra Tantra. You connected with Kalachakra Tantra. You practice. Because Kalachakra Tantra is the most extensive comprehension system in the world, no doubt. This Kalachakra Tantra, you can say, universal spiritual system, you can say that. Kalachakra cooperate all the spiritual systems, not disharmonious. Any other spiritual systems not like that. Only Kalachakra cooperate everybody. Why? Because Kalachakra Tantra is the Shambhala make perfect. Even Shambhala, before introduced Kalachakra, not, of course, million times better than our world, but not trillion times. After Kalachakra introduced it, then it's become trillion times better. So therefore, we have some Kalachakra teachings, but nobody made accessible. So therefore my life is dedicated on this. That's why I'm trying to set up the full path in other languages. In Tibetan, we can say you have the full path, but not very organized way. It's more like traditional way. Traditional way means can be not organized. Can be not organized. Is authentic. It is blessed. Yes, authentic, but authentic means not necessarily accessible. So I'm trying to do in the accessible way and the major languages. Very kind people like Alex and translated other languages from English. I write English. I learned English only for this reason. Okay? After I reached 40 years old. So, therefore, if we understand the Shambhala properly, then every day, I'm saying the best way you practice Kalachakra Tantra properly. Second way, because if you practice Kalachakra properly, then you learn many ways. A simple example, when you learn the chakras and channels, we have 8 chakras on the heart, and Shambhala exactly have vision is 8 regions. But Shambhala is very big, it's just 8 regions. Each 8 has 12,000 cities, each region. So the total has 960 million cities. It's that big. Okay? Don't think something you can find on this earth by travel or scientific experiment. It's not like that. It is really subtle and powerful through the meditation, through practice, to experience, not a scientific experiment, not travel with travel insurance, no, not like that. So, but if you that's too much, you are hesitating to dedicate on the Kalachakra path, then you can practice simple way. Just practice love and kindness, compassion, to all sentient beings, with understanding physical limitation. But mind you can expand for anything. And then practically you can really build peace and harmony, at least with your partner, with your family, with your neighbors, with your community. With your work colleagues, everything. First, maybe they don't understand you have some intention. Why? Because people sometimes don't understand how kind are people. Because they used selfish. So then everything they believe, assume is self-benefits. But also you have to understand, don't separate self-benefit is benefit other sentient being. My self-benefit, the ultimate purpose, how can you make connection? My self-benefit, how can I connect in with benefit sentient beings ultimately? Let's say, try to be healthy yourself. How I benefit sentient beings? My healthy mind, healthy body, how can I benefit all sentient beings? Your healthy mind, healthy body, you can inspire others to be healthy, right? And the temporarily benefits, but the ultimate benefits, whatever, if you are healthy mind, healthy body, and you have good intention, good attitude, you can achieve so many things. for sentient beings. But without a healthy, even you have good intention, very hard to achieve. So think of those things, not just for long live for the desire, long live for the attachment, right? Long living for attachment. What does help? Nothing, just more suffering. But long live for benefit as sentient beings. The ultimate benefit, both yourself and sentient beings, not separated. That's why Buddhas all become a Buddha, because of their thinking all others. And we are still a sentient being and karmic controlling, because we cannot change that attitude yet. I mean, maybe we are in the process. Okay? So, okay, any questions?
Keith.
How is Shambhala different from pure love?
Pure love. First, you explain the pure love.
The love of all sentient beings. The compassion. You mentioned loving kindness as being a part of again, it is difficult for me to understand from the world of samsara to the Buddha mind. But I understand that you're talking about a realm that's in between. I understand that concept. But as I understand that concept, the way that we get to the life beyond samsara is partially through love and that loving kindness. So, how is love separate from Shambhala? Does that make?
When we're talking about love, we're talking about we can understand that love is emotional love. We can understand the attitude, and we can understand something mental.
The heart.
Okay, mental. But when we're talking about Shambhala, we're talking about the whole realm. If somebody say, okay, our world and this earth and love, what is different? What do you say? Or say the world and love, what is different? You can probably in your mind, the world is, it's huge and so many things in it. The love is, love, I love this one, I love this object, I love this person. Okay, that's it, love this, right? That's in general. So you have to understand something similar. Even if we say pure love, still you have to understand something mental, something mental, and then whole realm. So if I explain pure love, what is pure love? Every sentient being has some degree of love. Nobody has zero love. Okay, everybody has some degree of love. But it is a contaminated love. Because other things in it, that's the problem. So that's why, we say, I love this object, I love this person, I fall in love, and blah, 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 I have romantic love, whatever we say, if there is a personal interest, there is a self-interest, there is some kind of self-focus. We can say possessive love. you possess it. You know, you love the object or you love the person. You don't want the other people on it. You want on it, right? This is called possessive love. That's the problem. That's the universal problem. Within this love, we write many stories and we have many songs, and you know, we have we have many love stories and books, and you know, it's kind of powerful, right? But it still is limited. It's not, didn't go beyond limitation. It is limited. It's limited powerful. So, if we can purify this love, purify the contaminations, then it really become useful. So, which means simple way, we can purify the possessiveness. When you know, like when you not purify the possessiveness, then your love is conditional. Doesn't matter if we say unconditional, but still conditional. You know, some kind of love is unconditional, comparatively, like mother love the child is kind of unconditional. In many ways unconditional, but not total unconditional. That's impossible. So, but if we can purify this possessiveness, then there is a love without attachment, without grasping, without clinging on. Then is really bright, you know. Then it's like how to say? Then is like luminosity, kind of luminosity. You know, when we say luminosity, you know, the sun luminosity radiates the warmth and light to the earth and everywhere. It's not conditional. It's not outside condition. Just the sun itself, like this, just automatically, you know. You can say, you can argue, say, it is conditional because the gas is burning. I'm not talking about that. It's condition. It's not unconditional. It's doesn't matter. Just do everyone. If your love becomes like that, and then it's really powerful and really powerful. There is no more suffering. It's no more suffering. Everything is you love. You know, everything is you love. Everything is you own. You don't have to jealous anybody. You don't have to compete anybody. Just imagine that. It's that kind of. So that is really love. Pure love means like that. Then kindness is the action manifestation of the love, right? So then your kindness is again not conditional. And think of compassion. Compassion and love, you have to think of same nature, two different aspects. We have to understand this way. That's why when I explain the Kalachakra Tantra, male and the female version, union together, so many people have wrong ideas. I'm explaining them. One nature, two aspects. You can understand love and compassion. So the compassion also we have misunderstanding, because usually we say, I have too much compassion and I'm sad and heartbroken. Because too many people die on earthquake, too many people in tsunami, dying, This is not bad sign, it's a good sign, which means you are sensitive. You are not insensitive. You care others, yes, but your compassion went only emotional level. So this is starting point of compassion. But if you need powerful compassion, your compassion have to go attitude level, determination level, not the emotional level. So that means the compassion, real compassion means really caring. You really cares, you genuinely cares. We could have real caring one person or two people or whatever, family or whatever. We could have brother or sister. You could have real caring. But we cannot have real caring or sentient beings unless you are bodhisattva. Or you train in bodhisattva. You try to be bodhisattva. Then you care all sentient beings. But when you have become bodhisattva, then you really care sentient beings. Bodhisattva we call Jamphel, which means we call compassionate warrior. This is the ultimate warrior. Compassion is the ultimate warrior nature. Why? Because you care. You never give up any condition you're caring. There is nothing to give up your caring. So that's really warrior compassion, bodhisattva compassion. So that's why it's manifest as like masculine version, and Buddha forms like Kalachakra, masculine version. So usually we say warriors in the world. We say warriors usually is a masculine version, right? So similarly, and we know as all females have much more loving nature and nurturing nature. So that's why female version, But we all understand there's masculine and feminine within every individual. Every individual. Only different degrees different. So that's why this is the union. If we know how to make union work very well, then is everything peace and harmony. Within the environment, within the humanity, within the family, within, You have to understand these things and then you apply every day. Then makes differences in your family, your work together, work colleagues, or and community and global level. That's why it is really important connecting with Shambhala. Shambhala is the role model of this. Do you know in Shambhala? One family, everybody. Shambhala, the eighth reign of the king, Dharma king. Shambhala kings we call Dharma king, which means compassionate king. Unconditional compassionate king is not a worldly king, ego-driven, it's not that king. So the eighth king, since before 7, we call 7 Dharma kings. After 8, enter 25, we call 8, we call Rigdans. In Tibet we call Rigdan. In Sanskrit call Karki. Karki means, Rigdan means, you make everybody one family. Kalachakra introduces everybody one family, which means your ultimate family, your ultimate nature is Buddha nature. So that means family means, race. Usually we have racism problem, we have, cultural shocks and we have, many any sectarian really problem within religion, you know. We have many things that discriminate us. So no, zero discrimination. Understand that everybody, one family is Shambhala. So Shambhala, when since Shambhala, you have no any obstacles of dharma whatsoever. Why? Because in Shambhala is the purpose is only enlightenment process. So therefore there is no such thing obstacles, savao, ego games and competitions, nothing, zero. Everything is one family, work is as one family. Work as one family. The whole real, whole direction, same direction. We, in this world, we just fighting all the time because we have different opinions. The Shambhala have no different opinions. Everybody one direction and one family. That's why I call Rigdan, Kalki. So Shambhala predict, you know, in Kalachakra Tantra predicted Shambhala will help us in this world become golden age, which means help us to peace and harmony. But still, I think up to us, we have to make the conditions, which means we really have to understand connecting with Kalachakra Tantra. Because the Kalachakra Tantra, only this system is come from Shambhala, nothing else. Any other tantras, they are okay, but it's not like strong as Kalachakra. It's not, don't have that universal understanding. So like that. Any more?
The lady of
I wonder, did being from Shambhala incarnate to Earth to help us, connect to them or help us break the conflict in any way?
I didn't understand. You mean it will help? You mean?
Did anyone from Shambhala come to us before?
Oh, Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas always come to us and helping us. But, of course, the Shambhala, I'm sure, not only just one, millions Bodhisattvas. You know, us means all sentient beings, so we have innumerable sentient beings. So, Bodhisattva, trillions of Bodhisattvas manifested every day and helping us, right? Doesn't mean you meet every day trillions, Bodhisattvas. I'm not saying that, but in total, trillions of Bodhisattvas helping sentient beings. So that means Shambhala, just not one, two, so many of them helping us, right? But we don't know how they're helping us, because the problem is our karmic version. Our karmic version sees as bad. You know, even a Sangha sees as a first time, sees as a Bodhisattva material as a rotten dog. So everything is our karmic version. How much we can see, how much we can experience is degree of our karma. That's the problem. If it's not like that, already sentient beings already helped long time ago by the other Buddhas. Understand? So we have to make the condition. We have to make the connection.
Thank you, Rinpoche, for these unusual teachings. It's very precious. I'm very interested in the story of Shambhala and the first Dharma king, Sujandra, comes to the Buddha and he says, I want to learn to be enlightened, but I can't become a monk because I'm a king. and I have a kingdom, and then if I understand correctly, he also says, you know, I also, like the monks withdraw from the senses, tasting and smelling and good food and music, all these things, but he says, I like these things. I think maybe they're okay, or I don't know. But
yeah. So if saying these things is is really talking to children like us, we have to understand a little bit. But the reality is not just I like this and I'm a king so I can be monk, you know. This is too simple. That's why I'm saying we cannot take everything literally. We have to take something deeper understanding, you know. So deeper means Shambhala is Kalachakra and Rime. Shambhala is very different. That means 100% everybody practice Vajrayana. No marriages, no small marriages, okay? Everybody, one family, because no jealous, no possessiveness, right? No insecurity. So, the enjoyment, all the time enjoying it, enjoy progress, enjoy spiritual progress every day. It's not like here, oh, I have to practice, and if I don't practice, then I feel guilty. It's not like that in Shambhala. Everything is enjoyment. Enjoyment is the Vajrayana path. Sometimes we can't do everything enjoyment here because we are not in Vajrayana path. That's the problem. But if you are really if you are really in Vajrayana path, everything is enjoyable for you. You don't have to abandon any enjoyment because all enjoyment is process of progress of the spirituality. So we have to understand like that deeper level, not just I'm king, so I can do monk, that kind of limitation. It's not like limitation. Yeah.
thank you.
It makes sense?
Yeah, very cool.
Question.
Yes.
Is Kalachakra, is that considered the highest yoga tantra? And if so, if you practice, you already have a practice of highest yoga tantra, can you practice both, or this replaces the other? How does that work?
Can you practice two tantras, you mean?
Yes, you have a commitment to another, like highest yoga tantra, daily.
You can practice both, no problem. You can practice 10 differences, no problem, right? But the problem is, when you do many things, that means you are not satisfied, you are not have confidence on one path. That's the only problem. But other than this, no problem. Everything is fine, you know. So there is a story. One Indian master come to Tibet, very good Tibetan practitioner. He tell how he understands different tantras and everything. He explained everything to the Pandita. Pandita said, "Oh, did so well, oh so well. I didn't need even come to Tibet. You are so wonderful. Oh, you guys so perfect. I didn't even need to come here." That he said genuinely. But then how you practice? Then finally, how you practice? Then he said, "Oh, I go here, and on the morning I go here, at this temple, and this deity, and this practice, and then the afternoon I go here, and then practice. I do this." Then Pandita said, "Oh, actually I need to come here." So that means when you practice something separate, that means you not satisfied. One, you not satisfied. One means you didn't have confidence. That's why you have insecurity. So that you try to, maybe I do this, maybe all together maybe helps. That's you doing. That's the only problem, nothing else. Yeah, it's not you generate negative karma, it's not like that. If you practice diligently, everything you practice, it's good, but it's limited still. Yeah, because you have that problem. That means any tantra, any highest yoga tantra, Tibetan authentic yoga tantra, they have the capacity to reach enlightenment. But why is Kalachakra is a Khen tantra? One is reason is if you go more profound, Kalachakra more clear, liberated. The other tantras are more hidden and unclear. If you go higher and higher. From beginning, no problem, everything same. Very similar. And then the middle still quite similar. The little bit higher still quite similar. But if you go more, and then the others difficult. So that means if you are perfect practitioner, you don't need Kalachakra. Any other tantra you can empower, you can enlighten, no problem. But if you are not really perfect, then Kalachakra is really helpful. That is one reason. There's a few other reasons. So tomorrow I explain these details on Kalachakra and Kalachakra path. Everybody, if you could make it different place, right? You know, did you tell them?
Oh, Alex, can you tell them where we are tomorrow?
Sure. Tomorrow we are at the United Lodge of Theosophists on 33rd and Grand Avenue, right at the corner of 33rd Street and Grand Avenue. The full address, if you need to search for it, is 245 West 33rd Street, Los Angeles, California, 90007.
Okay. Any more question about Shambhala? Yeah.
You said Shambhala still has karmic connection, and if our ultimate goal is to break the karmic connection, do we need to reach to Shambhala or use it as a stepstone? Like, what's your opinion?
To break karmic connection, you mean karmic propensities? Yes, depends on who you are. If you are a very good practitioner, you can do whole thing in here, no problem. But the problem is not everybody is not that good. So that's why the safest, the most like insurance of enlightenment is make sure you at least you reborn next immediate life only Shambhala, nowhere else, then you are really insured to enlightenment. Why that's easier? Because you don't have to free from karma to reform Shambhala. You just have to make very strong bond with Shambhala through the Kalachakra Tantra. That means that all the Kalachakra Tantra you practice very strongly. And then even you only make the karmic propensity, karmic level, your karma, this karma is more powerful than any other karma. That's why is it like a double guarantee to Shambhala. This is, we can explain details, when we have time. Next few days, I can explain a little bit more. but the brief explanation is that. Understood? Okay.
Thank you for the teachings. I have one question. I don't know if it might be too much to answer, but I'm curious when you mentioned that bodhisattvas would use some skillful means or maybe tailoring their speech or actions to the karma or situation of whoever they're trying to help. How can we, what's the best way to develop that skill so that we can have, I guess, confidence and kind of the ability to see where somebody is and who they are and know the right words or the right actions that can give them the most benefit and that sort of thing?
You mean if you don't know who is manifesting bodhisattva, then how you connect with them, you mean?
I guess, like, if you want to help somebody and kind of give them the right words or the right actions based on where they're coming from and what they're able to kind of accept, what is the best way to develop that skill so that you can know the right words to say or the right actions to take that can benefit them?
Yeah. This is there's no one method for everybody, right? Because but you can say, like you can think, if you want to help anybody, you have to understand this person, like where come from and what type of person, right? So then the number one, first you make some connection, how you make connect. You have to build some connection. That is entirely your skillful means, right? So regardless how good motivation you have, even if you're unskillful, your good motivation always have good result. Not good result necessarily immediate to help that person, but in your karmic propensity, your karmic propensity is same. But how much you can help is how much is skillful you in. But not entirely 100% that as well, because the other person karma as well. If other person have no karmic connection whatsoever with you, no matter how you are skillful, they don't listen to you. Yeah. So we have basically we have to understand that this everybody has a limitation. No matter how you are good, because this sentient being have problem. So in that case, you just pray, I made this connection and I have made this good motivation. This arises bigger, in the future I can help more. You can only pray that. Can't do much. So that's why bodhisattvas, your progress bodhisattva's path means they develop many skillful means. But it doesn't matter how many skillful, there's no one better than Buddha skillful means, but still even Buddha's own cousin have no karma. Buddha's help. He jealous of the whole entire life of the Buddha and he tried to harm the Buddha. That's their karma. Until they pay the karmic debt, they couldn't do it. You just have to understand these limitations. Then we not disappoint very easily. Okay? Is finished? Okay. No more question? Okay. No more, then we can finish. Okay, I short dedication I do behalf of everybody. 저거로 이제는 예마도 간다고 하는데 대도겐지 지사도 저묘하다도 던져라도 도서를 샤브이냐 단지니 뭐가 정도는 와대 도전기다